Agate Øksendal Kaupang, welcome to the Theatre Café Webinar.
Thank you.
You are a young Norwegian playwright and novelist and poet. You've written for the Norwegian Connections Festival, and you've written 2 plays for what it's called Dus in Norwegian. And I thought maybe you could tell me about that experience, first of all.
Yes, I saw it was a competition for young playwriters that I found online, and I think I'd never written a play before. I'd written novels or short stories,
yes,
and poems. But then I took the characters from my short stories, and I let them have just the conversation, and it developed into a play.
How did you have that idea to use characters that you had written before?
I guess I just wasn't finished with them. I've written the short story, and I felt that there was something they wouldn't leave me alone, you know, and that's also how, and it's always how it starts for me, just an image or something I see that I just think about for a long time, and then I start writing. So, and then I sent it to the. It was a competition, and I got to work with Line Rosvold.
Yes.
And it was just great. I had never been. No one had ever read my work before, and I had never got. You know, I had got some from school and some from my mom, and but it was the first professional opinion on my work, and it was inspiring. It was great.
How old were you at the time?
I think I was 17.
17. So you were still in high school.
Yeah,
what were you studying in high school?
Theatre.
Theatre.
Yeah.
Right. So you had some experience with what a play looks like and what it was like performing it as a as a student.
And I had been reading a lot of plays and also been acting myself. But it's really different. I was used to sort of working in an ensemble and being part of a group, and you know the creativity that happens among people.
Yeah.
I was used to that process, and the writing process was just sort of harder because I was alone and I didn't get any feedback, and it also was like slower. So it was.
So you didn't show your play to anybody before you sent it to the festival?
No.
No, not your teachers, nobody.
No, I'm quite shy about my work.
Then why do you, as a writer, how does that work? If you're shy about what you write?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's different, and I think like it also my biggest obstacle is myself, because I have the self-doubt, and especially if I've been working something for a really long time, it gets harder and harder to, and you know, with the novels and the prose, I have an editor, and so I have people that could read, but I'm,
You don't want to show it to people before it's finished, or?
No.
So when you sent it to the festival, and you were chosen as 1 out of 2, is that right?
Yeah, the first time it was just.
It was just you.
Yeah.
And this, yeah, okay. So we'll get to the second time later.
Yeah.
The first time you were chosen as the the best play that they were sent.
Yes.
Your play, and you got to work with Line Rosvold, who's a dramaturg, and she's the head of the Norwegian Playwriting Centre. But at the time she was working for Connections, obviously. How did that process between you and Line work? Did you change a lot in the play after she commented on it?
I did, yeah. It was just back and forth, and the conversation, and the text being like organical. Sort of, it formed, and it was great working with her. And it was like sort of an education, because I had never done it before, or never got someone's opinion. So it was, I realized a lot of things about writing for the stage that I wasn't aware of before.
How long did this process go on for?
I think it was maybe a couple of months.
Did you meet with Line, or were you emailing?
Yeah, we met several times.
And this was in addition to your schoolwork at the time?
Yeah.
So, when Line was commenting on your play, that's one of the things that I've been discussing with some of the other playwrights and dramaturgs that I've been interviewing, is the process, the relationship between the playwright and the dramaturg. And you obviously had a very good relationship with Line. Did you ever feel that she was misunderstanding you, or trying to push you in a direction you didn't want to go, or did you feel that she understood what you were trying to do? How did that work?
Yeah, of course. I was disagreeing with some of her
suggestions.
But I also felt because of her, she took the play seriously, and I also felt like she read me really good and she understood, so I could allow that, even though I was disagreeing. Or
so you were disagreeing with Line, but
on some things.
Yeah.
We were also agreeing a lot. Yeah.
Of course. But I'm just thinking, as an emerging playwright, you were a very young emerging playwright. You were 17 at the time. It must have taken a lot of courage to say to an established, older, not older, and Line is still, she's not that old, but she's a lot older than you, worked in this field for a lot longer.
Yeah.
It must have taken a lot of courage to stand up to her and say, no, I think you're wrong.
Yeah, but some things, when I write, I just know that they have to be that way. I just know. I can't explain it. And, it has my name on it. So I have to, if I can't stand up for it, then what's the point,
Of course. Did you feel that Line appreciated that?
I don't know. No, I have a lot of respect for her and everyone that have been involved with, but I don't know. It's just that some things just have to be. It's just a feeling that they have to be that way.
Do you stand up to your editor as well, and at the publisher in that way, and say?
Yeah. But it's. I think it's. I don't like the word compromising, but it's like it's a text and it's organic and it goes back and forward, and it has different readers. So, and some of the suggestions I will. It was much better than the original, but some things just have to be the way I meant for them to be.